Madam Deputy Speaker. This government's great on slogans, get it done, oven ready, levelling up, but the reality is that they consistently fail to get the right things done. Their ideas are mostly half-baked, and the key statistics show they're levelling down, not up. After 12 years, this country is going backwards. There's no plan to fix social care, improve the health figures, address education shortfalls or tackle neighbourhood crime. The Queen's speech was a chance to put that right, to address those issues affecting the lives of ordinary people, a chance to move on from the pandemic and be in touch with the needs of business, families and the elderly. Instead, what we have is a programme of 38 bills which will occupy parliamentary time over the next 12 months or so, and hardly any address the things people really care about. On education, the emphasis is on academisation, playing with the structures when the need is catch-up, improvement and tending to crumbling buildings and giving children the best start in life. I support the work of the Right Honourable Lady for South Northamptonshire, but I have to say how a government that's closed 2,500 Sure Start centres and plans to replace them with 75 family hubs thinks it can lay claim to an ambitious early years strategy is beyond me. According to the government, every family should receive a minimum of 5 health visiting reviews. Even with remote and phone consultations included, their own figures show this isn't happening, and nearly 30% of toddlers have missed out on the crucial 24-30 months check. In speech and language, an area where existing waiting lists have been exacerbated by the pandemic, nearly 70,000 children are waiting for support. Children under 7 often wait over 2 years. Where's the catch-up or improvement plan to help them? They can find time for a bill to sell Channel 4, which wasn't in their manifesto, but not time to legislate for a measly 1 week's unpaid leave for carers, a manifesto commitment in which every one of them stood. There's no plan to reduce NHS waiting lists or ambulance delays. The reality of healthcare in Birmingham is that every day the West Midlands Ambulance Service stacks hundreds of calls that require an ambulance response, but they can't provide. Midland hospitals have the highest waiting lists in the country. University Hospital Birmingham, a first-class institution for those it's able to treat, has 185,000 people now waiting for treatment. No wonder the country's health outcomes are deteriorating. For care homes, there's still no plan to fix social care, one of the earliest promises made and abandoned by the Prime Minister, and no assistance to deal with staff retention, rising energy and insurance costs. But care homes, while still beset by many difficulties, have lost their COVID-19 support grants, rather earlier than the support for newspaper grandees negotiated personally by the Prime Minister, if Mr Cummings is to be believed. I have no time for the behaviour of some of the Extinction Rebellion activists. But do we really need a new law to deal with the antics of this minority group when we already have the 1986 Public Order Act? The latest Bloomberg analysis of the government's levelling up strategy shows a 33% increase in crime in South Birmingham. Wouldn't a law to establish viable neighbourhood policing units be of much greater value to my constituents? So in early years, speech and language, carers, care homes, waiting lists, ambulance services and the security of neighbourhoods, this Queen's speech is a missed opportunity from a government that stopped paying attention to the interests of the people it purports to represent. The slogans now are morphing into, can't you budget and cook on 30 pence a day, and why don't you just get another job? out of touch and out of ideas.
Sir Robert Neal.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.